Consciousness. That's another one.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's a TV on the radio song. Electric Candlelight's a Kinks reference.
Okay.
I think those are the only two that I have right now.
Jamming with James.
Jamming with James. I don't need my name to be in there. But I want it to be something like a little pull from the song. I like the Electric Candlelight one, but I think my fear with that is that I don't want people to recognize that and think that I'm just only talking about music from the 60s. Because honestly, I'm going to talk probably very little about music from the 60s.
Caffeinated Candlelight sounds great.
Caffeinated Candlelight?
It's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like you'd be
I think that should be it.
You'd be making coffee and
Yeah.
Caffeinated Candlelight?
Yep.
in an Amish community.
And every video, I think, like from now on, you should dress up like you're Amish.
Why?
Just to fit the vibe.
What vibe?
You know, that like candles.
Okay. Noted. Is this? I hope you're filming this.
Oh yeah, I'm filming it.
This has got to go in. Welcome to Dylan's Music Hut.
That's a good one.
Dylan's Music Hut. Do you
Yeah.
mind if I borrow your name
Sure.
for my channel? All right. So, okay, here we go. Welcome to this show.
Hello.
Nice to have you. So we have a guest today. Our friend Dylan.
This is Dylan. I'm just a person.
Yeah, this is Dylan.
This is
I
Dylan.
don't actually know who this guy is.
Who knows?
Do you want to talk about your bands a little bit? Yeah.
Well, I love music, firstly, and mostly.
That's why you're here, bro. Well, also because you're my boy, but...
Oh, yeah. It's always on my mind, and it's always pulsating through my veins.
It was
I hope. What's that?
pulsating through my veins.
I think I just made that up.
Pulsing
Or is it a
through
something?
my veins.
Oh, that's The
Yeah,
Laws.
for the Laws. Yeah, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, the music is like the Laws song.
Is that on your list?
No.
Or is that
It is.
technically from like 89? There She Goes? Or is it from 1990?
You know what? Let me preface that. Can I do an honorable mention with that song?
Yeah, we can
Because-
do honorable mentions, for sure.
When I was super, super young, my dad bought me the movie, So I Murdered an Axe Murderer.
That's a good title.
So
I Married an Axe Murderer. The Mike Myers film,
yeah.
the classic Mike Myers film, yeah.
That song is in it.
Several times, because it's also the Boo Radley version in there, too, yeah.
And all I remember when I first heard that song was how beautiful the melody was and how simple it was. And it just reminded me of this song because I grew up loving the Beatles. And it was the first song I heard that sounded like a Beatles song that wasn't the Beatles.
If I'm not mistaken, and I may be here, I believe the Laws are also from Liverpool.
Oh, wow.
I think. I could be wrong.
That makes a lot of sense then.
But,
They're good, man. That one album is good with the eye.
it's the only one they have, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good album. That song, you and I have discussed it before, it's just like, it's a perfect song. Like
It is
yeah.
100% perfect. And I think first time I heard it in that film, it changed something musically for me. Where it was just very melodic, very easy to listen to, and I have very fond memories with it. And going with the topic, which we'll talk about in this video, makes you feel better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I guess we'll say what the topic is, then we get back to, speaking that, we're sort of transitioning, and we'll get back to your bands. The topic today is 5 songs to cheer you up. So when you're feeling low, you throw these on to make you happy. But with the caveat being, these are songs exclusively from the 90s. So, did I say 5? I said 5 because originally
It was going to be
we were going to be 5,
yeah.
and then I said, oh, I can't whittle it down to just 5, let's do 8. And then I just texted you like an hour ago that said, I can't, we have to do 10. So it's actually going to be, we're going to pick 10 each. We'll try to go through them rather quickly. But so there'll be 20 songs in general we're talking about today. Songs that cheer us up, which I think everyone can use a little cheer every once in a while.
We'll see if we double the songs. I don't know if we will.
I don't
chose some
know.
obscure ones.
I don't know.
Not obscure, but like songs that aren't very, very popular. I think one of them's very popular. But.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's certainly not impossible, but I looking at what I have here now, I don't know that we will double up. But if we do, we do. And then I'm sure we'll enjoy things on each of our lists. You're not particularly closed off when it comes to like music, or you're not a snob really in any way. I've never known you to be a snob about music.
No.
You give everything a fair shot. I'm not saying you like everything, but I feel like you're pretty open to most things.
Saying that, lately I've been the most open to music because I've sent you a link. I've been listening to Post Malone.
Yeah,
that's very different for me. I would have never like that kind of vocal and the very on point computerized, drum machine type thing. I liked it in the past, but I can now, like, if I get in the car, I can listen to most stuff on the radio and not really hate it, other than a lot of maybe really, really, really like top 40 songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets on my nerves, but some of it, like I like a lot of this stuff. Like, yeah. There's a lot of good music out there, man.
Absolutely. And I always hate to close the door on something or say, oh, I don't like this genre of music, which so many people really do. Like, just this anything, I don't like that genre at all. But it's like, you probably don't like the bad stuff from that genre, what you consider to be the bad stuff. But that doesn't mean, like, I hear that with country all the time, and I've been on more of a country kick lately, and people just, like, don't want to hear it. They just want to write off the entire genre.
Yeah. People just make fun of it, saying it's about like drinking and being on the back of like hay, stuff like that, and
pickup trucks or something. But it's like all the country I listen to, not one pickup truck is mentioned. You know what I mean? It's mostly about relationships. Pretty much 100%.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And so that music can mean so much to a person.
Yeah.
I love Jimmy Buffett. Okay, I'm just gonna go out and say it. It reminds me of being like in the sun and stuff. And there's this artist my friend's dad is obsessed with. His name's the Barefoot Man, and he's the Jimmy Buffett of the Bahamas, essentially. And he's still around, still authentic. I love that music too. It just makes me laugh and it makes me happy. Amen. So it's like, why make fun of stuff if it exists and it's for a purpose,
Exactly. I like Jimmy. My dad's a big Jimmy Buffett fan, so
Parrothead.
He's a big Parrothead. So it makes me happy. And I like some of the songs are genuinely good songs.
I'm not gonna go listen to it, but if it comes on, it makes me happy.
My mic has been off this whole time. This is embarrassing. All right, so Dylan, tell us about your bands, bro, before we get into the list here.
Yeah, I'm in two...
Did you forget the name of the bands?
Yeah, two bands. One of them is the Black Clouds, and we're more in the vein of... I guess some of our stuff sounds like... The stuff that's out already sounds like 90's grunge rock. We played this Nirvana cover set it's right before the pandemic at the Stone Pony.
I was there, yes indeed.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's dope.
But what else? The new music we've been writing is very inspired by. We have a lot of mellotron, which is the instrument used in like Strawberry Fields. That kind of
Genesis. I feel like you say a lot. Early Genesis.
And King Crimson.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Prague.
No. It sounds like, if anything, like really like Beach Boys kind of stuff, or like
cool.
like really good Beach Boys stuff, or like Brian Wilson, or
not like Kokomo.
No, no Mike Love.
Sounds like the Beach Boys, but without Mike Love.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
That, and maybe even a little bit of I'm trying to think, like 13th Floor Elevator.
Oh, sure.
And stuff.
Rocky Erickson.
Yeah. And a mix of that with rock. So that's that band, like, writing music with my good friend Dan. He started the band years ago. I joined kind of recently. Very, very happy to be doing that. It's really like the most fulfilling thing ever. Just stay up till like, sometimes I'll go over there and stay up till like 3 a.m. We'll just be writing music. And now we have like an album that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
that's really fun. My other band is the Red Room, and that's I pretty much wrote all the music, and my friends Dustin and Brian are in it, and we've just been kind of, making music that we think will convey itself well in a like club setting, which has been kind of hard because we haven't been playing out lately.
I saw you playing outside.
Oh yeah, we did.
Ago. Yeah, that was
a few
fun.
months ago. But yeah, that's just like a abrasive loud rock sort of thing.
It's great. I love both those bands. I was actually a fan of the Black Clouds before you even joined. So
we saw them with their old bass player doing a Nirvana set.
yeah, they did. Well, they did one for New Year's, right? And
Yeah.
I remember they played the Ace of Spades because it was right after Lemmy
Yes.
died.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then we saw them with the Toadies, right?
Mhm.
And Local
That was
H,
yeah.
also before you joined.
That was on my birthday.
Yeah, they shouted you out on stage. You were playing the seeds. You're like, I'm going to be up there.
Yeah, maybe. No.
But yeah, no, both Dylan's bands are great. It's Black Clouds and The Red Room. Check
Thank
them
you.
both out. You're both on Spotify, right?
I think just the Black Clouds and the Red Room needs to pay a certain bill that needs to be.
There is it?
Yeah, because the credit card associated with like the TuneCore account made the whole Red Room album go down, which kind of sucks, but
Boo.
it's my fault.
Bring
But
back
we're
that
coming
Mind
up-
Razor. That's what it's
Yeah.
called, right?
Yep.
Hey,
I think.
still got it.
Yep.
I can
Mind
still.
Razor.
I was just telling you, I can't remember
Yeah,
anything.
it's
So
okay.
I remember that one.
What about your projects?
Just this right now. I actually recorded a country song with my dad last night.
Really? Oh my-
So
Well, he has a. I'm just gonna go out and say it, he has a beautiful speaking voice.
my dad.
Yeah,
Where have
From
you
what
heard
I
my dad
remember.
speak?
out there.
Oh right, he is. Yeah. He is, yeah.
So shout out. I can imagine him having a great country voice.
He did. Honestly, it came together.
We used to be
really well.
a musician, right?
He is a musician.
He is.
Yeah, he is, and he has a home recording.
Oh, he still
studio,
plays.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, we recorded something last night. But overall, like this is the thing that I'm most excited about now. Whatever it's called, I don't know what it is yet, but I'm just happy to be doing.
what
It's
was
nice to have an outlet to talk about music.
Candelabra.
Candelabra, yeah, it's kind of
The
called
Candelabra
behind
Collective.
the Candelabra.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be doing this right now because even if nobody watches it, like I just love talking about music. It's my favorite thing in the world. So I picked the '90s because I feel like that's where you and I are both pretty comfortable within that decade. But I do feel like if we picked any decade,
Could do this.
starting with the '50s, I might even be able to get a '40s one because I used to listen. My old job used to play '40s music all the time.
Didn't you say that Tutti Frutti got you
All all pumped up, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that your pump up song at the gym? You used to blast Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti. Who did that again?
Little Richard.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a Little Richard song called "Rip It Up" that I feel like
Oh,
that'll
I
get
love
you,
that song.
Yeah,
John Lennon did a cover of it.
that'll get you like ready to go, man.
Gonna rip it up.
Yeah, ball tonight. Yeah, so I can get pumped up with some Little Richard.
This is the healthiest food review thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it tastes good too. Thank you.
What is it? A clementine?
Mm. Do you want some?
Yes, or a mandarin. I don't know the difference.
Ooh, a clementine. I'll take a little slice.
A mandantine.
Take one.
Thank you. All right.
This is how it starts.
Our food review channel.
Mendentine. That's a good name for the channel.
Men in time.
Men in time.
Men in time.
Men in Time.
Like Men in Black.
Like Men
Time
at Work.
version.
Men in time. I like it.
Like the spice. like the herb.
Herb.
Yeah, herb output.
So what I'm trying to say is, I feel like starting with even with the '50s, we could probably pick our cheer up songs from each decade. Not all you, bro. But I chose the '90s because I feel like that's sort of we both have a sort of deep well of knowledge as far as music from the '90s. I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but I feel like you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Most of it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I don't know. I could hang with music from any decade, starting with the '50s, I would say. But like the '90s, I tend to just always come back to. And I always contend that like, as far as like what could get really popular in the '90s, I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like, anything could have gotten like mainstream. Like Primus was a mainstream popular band.
And now he's singing about swiping left and right on Tinder.
Yeah, I don't like that line. That ruins that song.
That ruined the album.
The whole album
That
is
ruined
a
the
one.
album for me.
We're talking about the Lennon Claypool delirium and that. Yeah.
After, because you said that to me, there's a lyric in that song. It's like, swiping left and right on Tinder. And I'm like, you guys, are you serious?
I also just feel like, and I love Les, and I've listened to Primus, since I was a kid. But I feel like they trade off vocals in that album. So like, Les will sing a song, and then Sean will sing a song. I just feel like they don't belong together, like in that way. Like
I like
just
Sean's
doesn't.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me go like not want to hear Les, which is crazy because I'm way bigger fan of Les than I have been of Sean, but his voice just sounds a lot better, and like it just lends itself more to that type of music that they're playing, that sort of real psychedelic rock type of stuff.
The Ghost, the Saber-Toothed Tiger.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but okay, we're digressing as we tend to do. Top 10 songs to cheer you up from the 1990s. Let's do this.
1900.
The 1900s. Do you want to get it started?
I think I might have. I peered over at your list for a brief moment. I think we might have a double here.
Ooh, do you want to start with that?
My first pick that shows was Four Corners by Diggable Planets. Or is that something?
I picked Rebirth of Slick by Diggable Planets.
See?
Because...
Both Diggable Planets.
Alright,
so
let's go, yeah.
I guess we'll just talk about that.
When did you first start getting into Diggable Planets?
I've known them my whole life. That song...
Personally?
No, I wish. That song, Four Corners, I heard years and years ago. Rebirth of Slick, I knew, obviously, and I'd been listening to a lot of their music, and I just think they're a perfect sounding group, and they encapsulate like happiness. I don't know, it's just very, like, it makes you, like, if you get over like a hurdle or something, or if anything brings you down in life, you just throw that on and you'll instantly feel better. Like, that song in specific just reminds me of being in, because they speak about New York a lot, and it just reminds me of being in New York, just walking around, like a really nice day. And we all got the funk.
We do. Yeah.
And it's just such an amazingly produced and recorded, and the vocals are great.
Yeah, they're great. I like, they're one of my favorite artists.
You've seen them, right?
Before the world ended in February last year, February 2020. I saw them in Ardmore, PA, and full band, and it was
So the bands played their instruments, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing that I like, because the drums sound like they could be jazzy at times, and there could be a lot of, it just sounds really authentic and organically made.
Yeah, it's great. I picked Rebirth of Slick, which was their like.
I love the samples of. I love samples.
Yeah.
Of horns in specifically R&B, hip hop.
Yeah.
But
that one is kind of like their big hit, and they're sort of like, for years I knew them as essentially a one-hit wonder because I only knew that song until I finally decided to listen to 1993's Reaching, a new refutation of time and space. Mm-hmm. Which is great. It's great all the way through. But for years, I just knew this one song. And honestly, I could have picked any song from this album, any one of them. Except maybe La Femme Fatale, which is like about abortion. It's a great song, but it's not one to cheer you up.
That song is intense.
Yeah, but honestly, like, any song I hear on this album just makes me so happy. Like, this album is just really great, and honestly, I feel like this group is massively underrated. I feel like everyone gives their due to Tribe Called Quest, which is great. I got no problem. I like Tribe Called Quest a lot. But I don't know. I feel like Diggable is like, really needs more due. And this song, I guess I picked this one, even though it's like the most obvious choice, because it works on a just pure nostalgia level to me, for me too. It just reminds me when I remember hearing this when I was a kid and thinking it's just like the coolest thing ever. And I
Yeah,
like
they are
it.
nostalgic sounding too, and like I said, the horns and the samples they do, very nostalgic.
So we just finished up talking about our first pick.
Diggable Planets.
Diggable
And
Planets.
may I just say that name, Diggable Planets? That's one of the coolest names ever.
Yeah.
Because I love, since I was young, I loved space, and I just loved. I had this book, this huge book. It was like this interactive Martian book. So anything with space and planets, I can get behind.
All right,
Love
you want to move on to our number 2
Sure.
pick? All right, you go ahead.
You want me to go?
You're leading the charge on this one.
My next song that I picked is oh my god. It's when I listen to this song, it just instantly puts a smile on my face. And that song is by Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
And the song is called Someday. And oh my god, man. He's just this song you can make fun of him if you want. Like people make fun of him. They do have some great songs though. I think they're awesome. And they were in Scooby Doo. Like that enough. That enough is
Case closed.
yeah, case closed. It's just really, really happy. But Someday it's just like, just enjoy life, man. That's too short. And they also did a song about the 4-post bed, but that's not my favorite.
Every morning.
Yeah, every morning.
Yeah.
But
I've like Answer the Phone.
That's good.
Yeah.
And there was a song, my favorite by them, I think, is from When It's Over, but that's from like 2000.
Oh,
I
so
think
it doesn't. Yeah.
It's just really, really nostalgic for me because I was born in '97, so I wasn't even around when the '90s was happening, unfortunately.
But you know so much
But
about music from the
yeah.
90s. You know, like, maybe more than I do. Or maybe you just different stuff.
Yeah, different stuff.
Because I think you lean into the harder rock type of stuff.
Which surprisingly, I didn't really put any of that on here.
Well, I mean, to cheer you up. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess hard rock can cheer you up. There's nothing, whatever cheers you up. But like
Goat by the Jesus Lizard,
or like the
Fast Canoe by Polvo,
Melvins or something. Or
Night Goat, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not saying I don't like hard rock from the our
Yeah.
heavier stuff. I do. I just feel like you that's more your specialty. It's
Yeah.
like heavy rock from the 90s.
Anyway, that song, when I hear it, it just reminds me of 2000s radio. For me, personally, because it was on in the 2000s. Just so happens to be a 90s song. I'm sure it was popular when it came out, the song Someday.
Yeah.
And also, they played at the Stone Pony Summer Stage, which is a local venue to us. And I listened to them from outside. The one song I heard them do, or no, 2 songs. They did Someday and they did Fly, which is another cool song, which is very catchy.
Just want to fly.
Yeah. And it's just really nostalgic for me. Just really feel good.
Great stuff, bro.
Yep.
Great pick. I'm going to
Thank
start here with another one that you might be familiar with. We're going to talk about the Lemonheads.
I might know them.
I wonder if
Might have seen them.
I saw them one, yeah, maybe.
By the way, that was a great show.
You might have been him one
Yeah.
one
Yep.
night or
I'm
2 nights.
still recovering from the surgery.
I'm talking about the song "Being Around" from
Oh, yeah.
"Come On Feel the Lemonheads" from 1993. One of my favorite, and this is like this is almost like
Oh.
a song for children. And I'm saying that almost like let's say, maybe not quite to the Yellow Submarine extent, but it almost feels like it's very childlike.
Didn't he open with that when we saw him in New York?
I believe he did.
That
Yes,
was
he
very.
did.
That was one of the best shows I've seen.
Yeah.
Bowery Electric, was it? Or no.
Was that Brooklyn?
Brooklyn Bowl.
Yeah.
Both BB.
BB. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bowery Electric's
Yeah.
BE.
BE. Never mind. Bowery Ball.
Bowery Ball.
Yeah.
Bowery Electric is where we streamed his show.
Yes, which was also pretty good.
Yeah, that was very
Yeah.
good. But I've seen him. He played in Asbury, and I've seen him in Jersey City.
Yeah.
And I've seen him at the Bowery Ballroom.
My drummer opened for that show at the Wonder Bar.
Oh right, yeah.
He said it was like the best night of his life.
That was on my 27th birthday,
You met him.
1 year ago. Wink.
You met Panda 1 year ago.
I did
last
meet
year.
him briefly. Yeah, he's rather quiet. At least he was to me. but it was nice. There is a photo. I guess we can put that up.
It's gonna be over.
Oh, over.
I don't know. There's a big gap in the middle.
In the
so it's
middle?
probably going in the middle.
Here it is, me and the little 27-year-old me with that Nintendo. Yeah, but this song is just, I don't know, it's just so, music's like very simple. If I was a this, would you do this? You know, if I was a, what is it, like, I'm trying
If
to
I
think
was
of
a,
something.
if I was a booger, if I was a,
Well, the booger one's one of his
booger
favorite parts.
something. If I was a, if I was a dance floor, would you shake your
If
thing?
I was a front porch
Is that it?
swing, would you let me hang?
hang?
If I was a dance floor, would you shake your thing?
Yeah.
Like it's like really fun, you know. And you know, if I was a carpet, would you wipe your feet in time to save me from mud off the street? You know, it's just like it's real goofy and real
Classic.
silly.
Like Johnny Cash almost song.
Yeah,
Like 3 chords and then.
yeah, it's just so much fun. And like honestly, Lemonheads are another one here. I could have picked a number of Lemonheads songs. You know, It's a Shame About Ray. Over, you know, that one is played a lot, and also as is Into Your Arms. But still, like, how do you not get cheered up when you hear like sort of just like this sort of carefree, jangling pop music? And that's not all they were. You know, there's a lot of devotion and depth and just different sides to the types of songs that they performed. But
I would have chosen the song "Hospital." Like just him saying about a disease
going around the hospital.
Green leaves. That's it. I think.
Yeah.
I think those are the only lyrics. It's like there's a disease going around the hospital. Green leaves falling from the trees. That's it.
What
I
do
think.
the leaves have to do with the hospital?
Who knows?
Evan, God bless you, buddy. We love you.
We love you.
We do love you. We
Seriously.
legitimately do.
Seriously, amazing artist. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my number 2 pick, Being Around by the Lemonheads, 1993. I picked a lot from 1993 here. Is it?
Oh, my bad. I don't think I wrote down what year.
That's okay. I didn't
But
actually
it's okay.
do that. All right. So what's your number 3 pick?
Well, and I'll say these aren't in any order.
Neither
It's
am
just,
I. Yeah.
my next song is by John Frusciante
Ah.
of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Again, right? He was gone for a while.
Yeah, he's back in them, and I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like John Frusciante more though. Frusciante. I'm sorry for the purists.
What the hell's wrong with you, man?
I love a lot of his music, but it was after 2000 that. But I chose a song from his 1997 album, and this song is called "My Smile Is a Rifle." I don't know. You probably have you heard it?
Never heard it.
It's just imagine a very weird sounding song, and he kind of reaches this climax where he just starts squealing like a hog, and he's like, I swear to God.
Can you do that one more time?
Like that.
And this cheers you up.
Yeah, because he's saying my smile's a rifle, and like I'm gonna shoot people with my smile or something like that. I don't know, but it's infectious.
I've never heard it, so I can't. Well,
I feel like it would be better if you heard it.
That's the thing, is the way you're describing it doesn't sound particularly cheery, but I'm not here to judge. I'm not.
Anyone who's heard it,
What's it called?
My Smile Is a Rifle.
I'm gonna listen to it and reserve
Do you
judgment.
It's a great song though, because his songs after 2000, okay, very happy. Some of them are, like the vibe of them, but the lyrics I don't think are.
Listen, if this makes you happy, the pig squeal, I'm not
It
here to
does.
judge. Whatever works for you.
When I heard it, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I was like, I never heard anything like that before.
Well, I am intrigued, I must say that.
Yeah.
Alright, so John Frusciante, pig squeal song.
Yep.
My number 3, I'm going to go with, I don't know if you're big into this band, but a band that I like quite a bit called the Muffs. The song's called
I'm
Funny.
not too familiar. But
They're great.
I do like a few of their songs, but I don't know their like whole thing.
I might recommend getting Blonder and Blonder from 1995. That's what this track's from. It's called Funny Face. It was also on the Angus soundtrack. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the movie Angus. But the soundtrack's really great. There's like the best, I want to say the best Green Day song, J.A.R.
Yes.
is on.
Yeah.
The
What's that
Angus
stand
soundtrack.
for? Jason,
Andrew
Andrew
Rilva. It was like about their friend. Mike Dirt wrote it.
That is a good song.
It's got a great Weezer song, You Gave Your Love to Me Softly. Dancehall Crashers are on it, Smoking Popes, Ash, Pansy Division. Like a really good 90s alternative soundtrack. But it's featured this song, Funny Face, by the Muffs, which is like... Muffs were kind of like a pop punk band, and it just has this kind of sway back and forth. Like, I don't know, it just makes me... And it makes me think of the movie Angus, which I really, really like. And is a total like hidden gem from the 90s. And I did, so far, besides John Frusciante, I've seen all of these bands live.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen the Muffs twice, once at the Asbury Lanes, the real Asbury Lanes.
Yeah, that was kind of recently. How did I miss that?
And
was that recently?
It was like, I would say it was maybe like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was the new lanes?
No, it was
the
old lanes.
Because I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah, that was Full of Fancy's last show.
Yeah.
You played the night before.
Okay.
At the Red Bank rehearsal studio.
Okay, I cringed.
And
like,
Full of Fancy played there
Because
too.
I was so young then. Wow.
Yeah, so that was, and the other time, the first time,
5 years ago. Yeah.
that was you were the drummer of a band
yeah.
that we won't say the name of, but
No,
that was the first time
cool,
I ever saw you perform live, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you killed it on the drums. But that was the second time I ever saw the Muffs. First time was actually my last show at Maxwell's in Hoboken, legendary club in Hoboken, New Jersey, and lucky enough to actually meet Kim Shattuck that night. Kim Shattuck at the time was also a member of the Pixies, so that was like a double whammy for me.
What did they play in the Pixies?
She played bass in the Pixies,
okay.
but for only a short period of time before she was replaced with Paz from Perfect Circle. Kim Shattuck, unfortunately, is no longer with us. She passed of ALS a few years ago. So that's a damn shame, and definitely worth checking out the Muffs if you haven't. And I will say, I met her. We got a picture with her, and super nice. Like really, really genuinely sweet, very nice person.
I'm intrigued to check them out now.
Yeah, check out the Muffs.
One or two of their songs off of Shuffle.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely worth looking into. They were a really underrated band for sure. So yes, Funny Face by the Muffs. That's my number 3.
I like it.
Back to you, bruh.
Alrighty.
Get more than pig squeal songs up in here.
No more pig squeals. I'm
going to insist on at least one more pig squeal.
This next song, I don't know if anyone else would really. It's not really. It's like a somber, bittersweet kind of feel-good song. It's not Bittersweet Symphony, which is a good song. Like,
I don't like that song.
You hate it, right?
I don't like that song. I don't like that band. I've listened to the whole album, Urban Hymns, and it's just, to me, okay, sorry, I don't mean to derail you here. But
no, I like the acoustic version of Bittersweet Symphony better.
I feel like that band is like, first off, everything is bloated and overproduced, and all the songs are like 4 minutes longer than they need to be.
Lucky Man.
Second off, I feel like when I listened to the album, which I did out of obligation, because I'm doing a sort of project where I listen to all sorts of albums from the book, I felt, first off, it's like 70 some odd minutes long. It doesn't need to be that long. Second off, what I took away from it, it's like, and it sounds to me like Oasis, Blur, James, like bands that I like, but if I liked them less. So it's like,
I can see that.
I'd much rather listen to James or to Oasis or or Pulp or Suede. Like,
I do think I like them a bit more than James, not you, James.
Ouch!
No, I mean, I like you better than...
You like me better than
the Verve, but I like the Verve better than the band James.
Because you don't like the band James?
I like them, I just like the Verve better. I think, like that one or two albums by them. But I understand what you're saying. A lot of it sounds... it's not like how Oasis has timeless hits, where with the Verve it's just like they have that one song which is everywhere, and then the rest.
I don't even like the one. It's not even like, oh well, they got the big hit that I like. Like, I don't even like that song. I never did, and I think overexposure is probably part of that. I think you've never been able to escape that song. There's never been a time where that song hasn't been playing somewhere.
Right. I like the acoustic version better, which he did one with his solo group, which sounds much more tame, because that's very like even like the strings and stuff. It's like so
Odd.
much.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
again,
you know what? In fairness, I've never heard that. I'll check that out. And I didn't mean to derail
No,
my
that was-
rant on how I feel about the verb.
That was not my song. I was I said the song I chose is kind of bittersweet.
Oh.
And
And then we went off into a whole.
It's by a band that you mentioned, Blur.
Oh, Blur. Okay. Cool.
And the song is called "You're So Great," off of their self-titled, or is it? I think it's the self-titled album with song 2 and all that.
Yeah.
The song is, I think it's a Graham Coxon song. I'm pretty sure he's singing on it. I never look at the like notes to see who's singing. I just really listen to it, unless I'm like obsessed with the band. But this song is basically, it reminds me of me a lot, where the guy's just, he drinks coffee a lot all day and he's always like anxious, and he talks about like just feeling like anxious throughout life, but then at the end of the night he comes home to like in this case it's like he has someone to tell him everything's okay, and then at the end of the course he's like, "You're so great and I love you." It's just so heartfelt to me.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's it. I've never heard this song.
it's a really really good song.
What's
And,
it called?
It's called "You're So Great,"
You're so great.
off of that self-titled album, and a lot of songs off that one are really good. But I think just the chords in that song are really awesome, and it has this really great sort of just mellow vibe. And he says, I think GT, which is gin, tonic, and coffee, is like, that's what gets me through the day. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a really good track.
We gotta check it out.
Blur's cool.
I wonder if we should make a Spotify playlist. And then
Oh, yeah,
link
let's
That
do
would
that.
be the way to do
Yeah,
it.
and then we
check
can
it
link
out.
to that playlist.
Check it out in the
in
link
this video.
below. In the
Yes,
link below.
The link below. Yes, right here. All right.
What's yours? Number 4.
Number
right?
4 is one that I feel like is so obvious. Like when you're thinking of like cheery, happy stuff from the 90s. But I feel
Shiny,
like
Happy People.
no, I don't hate that song, but I think that one is very obvious. Yes, you're right. And I love Kay Pearson from the B-52 sings, and I love Kay Pearson. She has
iconic voice.
Yeah, she's amazing. She has a hotel in the Catskills that I go to every once in a while.
Is she
Shate's
there?
Lazy Meadow. She's never been there. I don't know if she hangs out there.
Like how Norman Reedus has a restaurant in Texas, Nick and Norman's.
Really?
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
I'd go to that.
So it's not that. It's not that song. I like that song just fine. I don't think it's a great. Like I wouldn't pick it as like one of my top faves. But I feel like this one is. It's so obvious, but it's obvious for a reason, because it's like happy, jaunty, cheers everyone up, and it reminds everyone. Once again, we're doing something that reminds us of a movie we all loved from the 90s. I'm talking about "Send Me on My Way" by Rusted Root.
Oh my god!
From When I Woke in 1994.
So good.
Featured in Matilda in 1996, and even apart from, honestly,
It was in something, I forget. Like, it was in a lot of
yeah, I'm
things.
sure it's in a lot of. It just lends itself well to being used in various art, be it TV show or movie. But even without the Matilda connection, which I had forgotten about this song for years, as you tend to do, like stuff from your childhood that doesn't really get played anymore. And then I was reminded of how much I liked it, and then someone was like, "Oh yeah, it was in Matilda," and I was like, "Oh, it was." Like I didn't even really remember it as familiar as I was with Matilda. I grew up loving Roald Dahl, but I just feel like this is one of those songs that, again, like kind of childlike, but like. To me, you can't resist this song. It just makes me so happy every time I hear it. It's so like light and airy, and you feel like you're like
that's another, I would say,
floating on a cloud when you hear it.
Perfectly written song. I feel like just everything about it. It has those like whistly kind of I guess flutes. I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, that whole bit.
It almost it's like it's celebratory.
Yeah, and I listened to that whole album. It's good. It's a good album, but like you can totally tell like why that band might be a one-hit wonder, because like there is a very clear gem within this whole 60-minute.
Now you mentioned one-hit wonder. Can I do another honorable mention?
Yeah, you want to do it right now? Do it right. We're inserting an honorable mention.
Do you have more about "Send Me On My Way"?
No, I think I said all I needed to say about it. And it's just like, and something that like, well. Like it sort of works on two levels, because it's like, oh, you can think about just how much like the song and how that reminds you of childhood. Also reminds you of Matilda, which is like I love Matilda. Matilda's a little polarizing. I think
Yeah,
people like
I
love that
remember
or hate that, but I
remember watching it when I was really young.
Yeah, it's just, but it's just like a song that I like never fails to make me happy. I've never found it to be like, oh, it's like played too much. And even if it was like, let's say if I had to hear it every single day, like sometimes at work I got to hear things every single day, it just absolutely kills it for me. I think it would be okay with it, but you know, you never know. I feel like any song could be killed for you based on overexposure.
That's how I
any
feel.
Song,
Surprisingly,
no
that's how I feel about Down Under by Men at Work.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes on, it makes me happy.
You love that guy, right? Colin
Love
Hay?
Colin
He's
Hay.
great. He's great. I just love Colin Hay. All right, what's your honorable mention?
It's the song "It Wasn't Me" by Shaggy.
You like that one?
I don't like the lyrics. I think it's
they're
awful, but
a little gross,
raunchy and shit. But just the it makes me like laugh. It's about it. And I was watching a video on him, that song, and his career was almost didn't happen.
No.
But this DJ in Hawaii was playing it because he got a hold of it, and they started playing it on the radio, and he just took off because of his kind of you know, vocals, I guess. And now he's with Sting.
Yeah, I know you love that. Don't you have a shirt?
I have a shirt of Sting and Shaggy.
Sting and Shaggy. Sting and Shaggy. If you don't know, they recorded an entire album together. Oh, that could make for a good oddities and anomalies. The Sting and Shaggy album.
Yeah,
that's a fun segment we have here.
I would
Oddities
definitely do a track by track of that with you.
Oh, we can. I'll have you. We're gonna have Dylan back for
Sting and Shaggy.
For the Sting and Shaggy. What's it called?
44th and Main or something. I don't know.
We got our research team looking into it. Yeah.
And 44/876.
And Sting, there's a version online of Sting singing "It Wasn't Me," and he's like, "I was banging on the floor naked."
That's pretty good Sting impression.
Picture this, we were both butt naked.
Wow. Well, now I definitely have to see that for sure.
And then Shaggy's like, "It wasn't me."
Shaggy doesn't do most of the singing on that song, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
I love
Shaggy,
Shaggy.
too.
I love Shaggy. But anyway, was it my turn?
Yeah, you're going for your number 5 now.
Okay, I'm just gonna be brief and to the point with this one.
Yeah.
It's the song "Pets" by Porno for Pyros, and I like it because it's basically about Martians taking over idiotic humans, and it's like saying how elderly people just keep getting more and more fucked up as they progress, and when you're so innocent as a kid and you just keep getting screwed up, and then when you're an elderly you go back down to like being a child, and then they're saying he wants another race to take over for us, and
and we'll make great pets.
we'll make great pets for that race, that Martian people.
Yeah, essentially it's about Martians coming down and making us pets, and how we'll make great pets for when the Martians come down.
I'm down. I'm totally down.
I love that song.
It's
That's
great.
Pets by Porno. Speaking of, well, if you don't know Porno for Pyros, they're kind of a super group led by Perry Farrell, right, from Jane's Addiction. One of the best band names of all time, Porno for Pyros.
Yeah, they got away with it.
Yeah. And that song, I don't know a whole lot. I know several. I know like Tahitian Moon and Kimberly Austin. Like they got some good songs too. Yeah. But Pets
God's
by
Good Urge.
Yeah. Pets. Cursed Female, Cursed Male. Yeah. I know. I guess I know more than I thought I did. But Pets by Porno for Pyros, one of the best. I always wanted to play it like at work and stuff, but you can't. They drop some hard, hard F-bombs in there. But that's a great song.
In his own weird way, it's just him saying like, take everything at face value and just appreciate what we got here, because we could have someone or something in the universe who's smarter than us, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of us.
You know, one of those songs that, like, when you hear a word, it just makes you think of a song in your head. That happens to me a lot because I got a lot of songs in my head. But when I hear pet or pets, I always think, we'll make great pets. Just like when you hear the word cumbersome, you think of one of the greatest songs ever written by human beings is Cumbersome by 7 Mary 3.
When did that come out
Dylan's a
again?
huge fan. I want to say that was 95. Could have been 96. From their album American Standard.
I think that they birthed Puddle of Mud. That's a different topic.
Sure, but don't you? It was a chain, right?
Yeah.
So I think Nirvana.
That song's definitely
Nirvana
better.
birthed 7 Mary 3, who birthed Days of the New, who birthed Puddle of Mud.
My opinions, whatever years ago on that, have changed though because I actually don't mind that song anymore. And I like even like Silverchair. I really like.
Silverchair's alright. Yeah, I got no problem with Silverchair.
I wouldn't. Puddle of Mud. Their lyrics just get too stupid. Like, oh,
Did you hear Puddle of Mud covering Nirvana?
Yeah.
It's the worst thing that ever happened to.
Yeah, he definitely. It was too early, I think, for him. It was like he shouldn't have been singing that early.
I have seen Puddle of Mud live in concert.
How was it?
I don't remember. I was going to see.
Seether's not bad.
Seether? Who does Click Click? Oh, that's Saliva.
Who's
Seether?
Seether's the man that's like. Get you high and drown yourself back.
Should I stop you there? That sounds incredible. That sounds amazing.
That's
I gotta hear that one. What was I gonna say? Oh, Puddle of Mud. They're opening for Godsmack. I didn't want to see Godsmack
That sounds
either,
awful.
but Deftones. In the middle of those two bands was one of the best bands. So we have Puddle of Mud,
Deftones was in the
Puddle
middle.
of Mud, then Deftones, then Godsmack. I wanted to see Deftones, so that was many years ago. When I think I was in high school at the time.
I think Digital Bath is one of my favorite songs.
That song is incredible. Now, if we do jams from the 2000s, yeah, we got to do that one.
All right, pencil me in for the 2000s and the Sting and Shaggy episode.
Done. Take these down.
I just gotta look at the video.
All right, so we're working on to number 5, my number 5, which I believe is another just like disgustingly obvious choice. But sometimes things are obvious for a reason. We're talking about
Cumbersome.
We're talking about Cumbersome by
Really?
783 from American Standard. They're 1990. No, we're not talking about.
Oh,
that's not
so
what
you
we're
didn't
talking
put that
about.
on?
No, I didn't, because I wouldn't say Cheers. Well, I guess it does in that it's nostalgia. But then I could pick any number of songs. It's like, oh, well, they're from the 90s, so it makes me happy. But these are songs specifically that are just, the sound of them cheers me up. We're talking about "Steal My Sunshine" by Len.
Oh, that's such a good song, man. Like
so, yeah.
instant summer.
Right?
That
yeah.
and the one song "Soak Up the Sun," I think.
Yeah, Sheryl Crow.
Just
I've seen Sheryl Crow live in concert.
Brings me straight back to my childhood.
It's so good. Yeah. It's like one of those ones, just much like "Send Me on My Way," where it's just like I find it just hard not to like. It's just like what's not to like about this one? It's from 1999. Their album is called "You Can't Stop the Bum Rush," which I've never heard. I've never heard another Len song. They're one of those bands that I'm a little scared.
Jimmy Bum Rush.
That's a very deep cut that no one on earth besides you and I will understand.
That's a classic song.
We were still talking about Len. You Can't Stop the Bum Rush, 1999. I want to talk a little about Charlie Bliss. You and I saw Charlie Bliss at the Wonder Bar, and they did.
They took off soon after that too.
Yeah, they kind of got big.
Like we saw them right before they got big.
Yeah, so right
never
before their second album came out. Young Enough, is that the name of their second album? I don't remember.
Blown to Bits.
Blown to Bits. That's one of the songs.
That's the first song. That's a good song.
The first album's called Guppy. That is a great album.
She's got a beautiful voice. Man.
Very unique.
So unique. Yeah, it's crazy. Like
they did the AV cover does those undercover. The AV Club does the undercover things where they have these artists come in and do covers, and they did Steal My Sunshine. And
that's right.
And they did it when we saw them at the Wonder Bar. And it's just like it's totally like they they take it in a different direction. They make it more of like a sort of 90s alt rock type of thing rather than like a 90s pop. Well, the Len, I feel like that didn't really sound like anything else. It was its own unique type of song.
Yeah.
But anyway, definitely worth checking out that Charlie Bliss version, especially the last minute and a half where they really speed it up. It's like, oh, it gets me. I really love it. So Steal My Sunshine. That's the later 90s. My sweet spot is like the early 90s, like 93, obviously a lot of these songs are from 93. But there's a lot of fun stuff from the late 90s too. But I feel like the late 90s, as far as mainstream rock, turned toward like a new metal type of situation. Obviously, there's good music from any year. You just have to know where to find it. But as far as when I'm 12 or whatever, I'm not like looking real deep into the punk shows and whatnot. But yeah, "Steal My Sunshine," like
it's a great song.
Yeah, just the interplay back and forth between the brother and sister. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah, and it's just hard.
I used to get that song and the song "You're a Woman." What's that?
White Town.
White Town. Not mixed up, but they always had the same sort of made me feel the same way. Like just very like cruising through life, carefree child, like being a kid, sort of thing.
That's a great one too. Yeah. Watch out! Here we go! Yeah. All right, so that's my number 5 pick. We're in the bottom, the back 6 now. Yeah, so that's you, all you, bro.
Alrighty. Well, my next song is a very, very obscure one to the point where I don't even think you get a streaming.
I can find it.
You find
right
it.
now.
You'll find it.
I'm gonna find it.
It's from a little Kevin Smith film called Chasing Amy.
Oh.
Which I think you like half of, right?
I like the first half. Yeah. I feel like it really falls apart in the second half.
This was from the first half of the film, where they're happy and stuff.
Oh,
and
that's a good part.
The song, it's called "Jumpstart" by the Hang Ups. Do you know that song? It's like a montage where they're just like on the swings and stuff and just really enjoying life.
I mean, I probably know I've ever heard it. I've seen Chasing Amy several times.
But this was, I'm going to be honest, this was the first song that ever made me burst out into tears when I watched the film, because it directly related to my life in the moment where I watched it. And I won't get too into that, but it just, if you listen to it, I think you'll know it's just very happy. Like never, the lyrics are, it's like never will forget this time. It says never will regret this time. And it's just like, just really just like appreciating what's going on in the moment. So I think it was a perfect song for him to have chosen for that movie. I think soon after that song was in the movie, that song kind of bridged the 2 parts of the film where it gets kind of weird. But,
so like right after that is
when
it starts.
I think so.
I feel like the last part of that movie, just like everyone's screaming at each other.
Yeah, it's just like,
and I just feel like it's lazy.
Like
it's just like a lazy second.
little fellatio things between Jason Lee and just it's weird. He says something about the game. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a shame because I liked it first, and a lot of it was filmed in Red Bank, which is obviously great. It's great to see.
I work at the music store in the movie.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, he does.
Go visit Jack's music shop in Red Bank. Me and my near and dear Olivia. She works up front. I work in the back doing stock.
Yeah,
it's a cool shop.
Yeah, very cool.
And it's in Chasing Amy.
Yeah, you can see Ben Affleck walking around in it.
Yep. We have a Ben Affleck impersonator
at all times.
At all times, yeah.
Because the people are waiting to see Ben Affleck circa 1997.
Hooper X. Anyway, that's my pick.
I'm not sure I remember that one.
Play it down here in the playlist.
Really giving you a workout here. Okay, so my number 6. I don't know if this one's obscure or not. It was very omnipresent in the 90s, but I don't know if it really made it out. I don't know if it's one of those songs that you would remember or that would have been played after the 90s. I think it might be a thing that you just maybe would have remembered if you lived through the time. It's by a band called Corner Shop, British band called Corner Shop. It's called Brimful of Asha. It's from 1997, from their album When I Was Born for the 7th Time. I don't really know how to describe it other than like jaunty. It's like a very jaunty sort of upbeat track, inspired by I believe a Bollywood star.
Oh wow!
And it's just I don't know. It's one of those. It's just like the rest of them. It's hard not to like smile while you're hearing it. The more popular version actually was a remix by a DJ named Norman Cook. Does anyone know who Norman Cook is? Dylan? Guy behind the camera?
Dude, it's in charge of Apple.
Norman Cook.
Wait, this Tim Cook.
The Apple dude.
Don't look it up because that's not fair. So the DJ
I'm in Photoshop.
DJ remixed this and became the more popular version. Sped the tempo up a little, and the vocals were shifted and like made the sound very high. That was actually the popular version. The version that I like significantly less. Honestly, I'm going to take the studio version every time. But really great song. Honestly, really great album. This is one of those bands that I only knew the one song of forever.
Yeah.
But then their album is actually featured in my book that I'm reading. So I listened to the whole thing, and it's different and weird and interesting, and a lot of like Indian influence in it.
Awesome.
Really great album. Norman Cook, by the way, you may know him better as Fat Boy Slim.
Oh.
But I guess that's before he adopted that moniker. So when you look it up now, that
And then
version,
you got Christopher Walken, right?
yeah,
Well,
for
that's
the weapon of choice video. You don't do the dance.
I might ruin your ceiling.
Yeah, you
and
might
stuff.
break stuff.
Yeah.
That's a very active dance with a lot of jumping and flying.
That was all practical. He did his own stunts for that one.
He's a good dancer.
Yeah.
So that was my number
Flew
6
and
choice,
fly.
Weapon of Choice by Fat Boy Slim.
Yep.
Now we're on to your number 7 choice. Mine doesn't spin.
Does it make me no? All right. So my number 7, lucky number 7, is by a band called Oasis, who I think you might know. I think you mentioned them before.
Did I?
Might.
I was just talking about the word Oasis. How much I like that.
Like AccuView Oasis, like
Yeah, that's what I
or
was.
Activia, like
Who are they from?
Jamie
Seattle?
Lee Curtis.
They're one of them Seattle bands, right?
I think they're from
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I was gonna say Kentucky.
It was them and KG Elephant.
Yep.
Like sort of
You
grew up together.
know Oasis, right?
Yes,
Do
I
you?
know Oasis. Dylan was having none of that. He's like, "Come on, stop fucking around."
Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm just gonna go out and say I think Oasis is the greatest band that ever was.
Really?
Yeah, as of late,
All right.
and because now I don't know. I need a moment.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I agree. That they are the greatest band that
You
ever
agree
was.
with yourself?
Yeah, just because they said they were,
Okay.
and they became the greatest band, the biggest band in the world.
Sure.
It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy type thing. Like, they were like, no, fuck, we'll go out and let's fucking play music, you know?
Yeah.
And then they were just huge out of nowhere, like, because they believed they were going to be huge.
Mm.
And, the huge, like, the culture they created about being jerks and stuff. I just think it's the most entertaining thing that I've ever seen. It's like watching a reality show, like watching their interviews.
Kind of, yeah.
But I actually really love their music too. And the album, this song is from Be Here Now, which was from 1997.
It don't go away.
No, it's called. It's the last song.
All around the world.
It's the last song after that. Actually, it's called "It's Getting Better." In parentheses, man.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that one?
I don't know if I do offhand.
And it's just, I'm sure the song lyrics are just Noel Gallagher like being on coke. But yeah, it's getting better, man.
Nothing cheers
It's like
me
it's
up more than
getting better, man. Just really like getting through shit kind of song. Again, it's getting better, man. I'm sure they stole it from the Beatles. The title, it's getting better.
I have to admit,
but,
it's getting better.
Which they did do a lot. But that song, if I blast it, my car, I think volume goes up to 40. I'll put that shit on 38.
Yeah. Are you afraid to go to 40?
Yeah, because then it starts like crackling.
Oh,
a bit.
yeah.
But really loud. And Be Here Now, in interviews, Noel Gallagher said he can't listen to the album because they layered, I think, like 40 guitars over each other because they were so like high. And he's like, so that's just the dumbest thing I ever recorded in my life.
That album has
But
a
I love that
reputation
album.
for being overblown,
Mhm.
right? Overproduced and just like real big. And
Really?
I like a lot of stuff from that album. but it is like
Oh, it definitely.
everything is like real.
All
big.
around the world. All around the world too is like.
It's like 11 minutes
it's
or
like-
something.
But I like listening to that album in the car really loud and just driving, like not too fast. I don't speed, but it's just really happy for me. It makes me super happy.
That's
to
very
listen.
good.
I love Liam's voice so much too.
Don't Go Away is one of my favorites.
That's an
I
amazing
love
song.
that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song. That's a good album. I like that album. It doesn't have a great reputation, but
No, it's one of those cult classic albums, like
Yeah.
the fans deep
fan
rooted
favorite.
fan favorite.
Yeah, that album. Good choice.
Thank you. And they are the greatest band in the world. I might be saying that sarcastically. I don't know.
I
Who's
can't
to
agree
say?
with that, but I do like them. I did.
I think I'm definitely saying that with a tinge of satire.
No, you're the greatest man in the
But
world.
I do love them
The
so
Red
much.
Room.
Oh, maybe.
All right, so this next pick I got is another
Oh, yeah,
one.
look. It's the
Oh, you got a
logo,
shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. This next one, I have another one that has a movie association. That's going to be kind of a theme here. Actually, this might be the last one I have that has a movie association. But apart from that, it's something that I could even just disassociate it from the movie itself. But the movie that it is associated with is a movie that I absolutely love, near and dear to my heart, top 5 easily for me. So I am talking about Someday I Suppose by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. So it was originally on their 1993 EP, I believe it was, Scott Core, The Devil, and More. But they were featured in the movie Clueless. The band themselves play in the movie Clueless. Well, at least they mind playing. They play 2 songs, Where Did You Go and Someday I Suppose.
Where did you go?
There you go. Not a lot of good sound effects going today. You're a regular Michael Winslow.
Thank you.
But yeah, Boss Tones in general are just a really great band. I think people like to make fun of ska in general. Especially, I'm noticing I work with a lot of sort of Gen Zers. Ska is
Okay.
a dirty word to them. They're like ska.
Do they get,
Ew.
upset?
They don't like it. They hate it. They just they hear that word and they just immediately shut
God.
off. No, I can't say that they're wrong. If you don't like ska, you don't like ska. But or ska punk or ska core, and ska's got a lot of different phases. Well, this literally from an EP called Ska Core, The Devil and More. But yeah, the Boss Tones are a band that I just always loved. And just even the look about them, they're always they wear plaid a lot. They have a guy on the stage that literally just dances. And Clueless is such a not only is this a cultural touchstone,
Essential.
It is absolutely essential, but it's just such a great movie. It's a movie that for me it transcends it just being a cultural touchstone from the 90s. It's just a really great movie altogether. And having the Boss Tones, having that band and that movie in that year was just perfect. It's just perfect alignment of things to happen there.
That's amazing, yeah.
So I love the Boss Tones. I've seen them 3 times. Is it just getting annoying? I've seen this band, I've seen this band, I've seen.
No,
I feel like it's coming
them.
across
Yeah,
as
I like them.
obnoxious, but
It's a good song too.
yeah. So there's any number of Boss Tones songs I could have picked here, but this one being tied to the movie Clueless.
Yeah.
Is definitely maybe one of the reasons why I chose this specific track. But I could have picked ska songs. I could have picked the Dancehall Crashers. I could have picked No Doubt. I could have picked Real Big Fish or what. There's just any number of. I wanted ska represented on here somewhere
Definitely.
because
I like that.
makes
Yeah.
me happy. But
yeah, there's a feel good quality about 90s ska in particular.
yeah,
When
for
you listen, you're like, oh yeah, reminds me a lot of the Tony Hawk games.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, actually one that totally could have been on here, and now that I think about it, maybe I'll cram this in as an honorable mention, is Superman by Goldfinger.
That's a good song.
That's, who doesn't, that's a really hard one to not like. I can't imagine you not liking that one. That one makes me very happy.
That's awesome.
So that could have easily been on here as well. But yeah, ska music from the 90s. It's maybe if I didn't grow up with it, I would have a different attitude towards it. But no, I just love it. I really do. And love the Boss Tones. And yeah, number 7, Someday I Suppose by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Beautiful choice.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Closing in. We only got, what, three more?
Right?
Three more each?
Well, mine is by another artist. I don't know if you know him. His name's, I don't even know how to pronounce it. David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Sounds French.
David Bowie.
David.
It might be French, yeah, or Amish.
Is it Little Wonder? Did you choose Little Wonder?
Almost. That's another amazing
Is it I'm
song.
Afraid of Americans?
No.
No.
It's Looking for Satellites.
I don't know.
Off of,
What is that
Earthling.
from Earthling?
And it's the
which
song
Little
that's-
Wonders on Earthling. Right?
It makes me so happy to hear David Bowie go, I'm going to read the lyrics. Nowhere, shampoo, TV, combat, boyzone, slim tie, showdown, can't stop. And he just keeps doing that. And he's like, satellite. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But
You don't have to.
it's amazing. Every time it comes on, I'm like, I can't turn it off. It makes me so happy.
I think I have actually heard that before.
Yeah, it's great. That and I guess Little Wonder too. I think.
Little
I think,
Wonder.
I think that's one of his best songs he's ever written.
His accent is so pronounced in that
Yeah,
song.
Little Wonder,
and I love
Little
it.
Wonder.
I remember him playing it on Saturday Night Live. That was when him and Trent were real close, right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely kind of a
him
Nine
and,
Inch Nails and
him and Trout were close.
Trout Reznor.
But yeah, Looking for Satellites, only for the fact that it's I'm sure that there's a lot deeper meaning to all of his songs, but for me in my mind, it just makes me smile.
It's a great one.
And when I look up, I like looking around at night, you know,
Sure.
sort of thing.
See
I'm
what's out
looking
there.
up for satellites or spaceships, or I think that might have been what he was talking about.
We'll never know for sure, but
90s Bowie is pretty cool. Heathen is good too.
Heathen is good.
Outside was okay. It was creepy.
Outside's very interesting.
Yeah,
Does that have I'm Deranged on it?
I think
From like the Lost Highway soundtrack?
so. Yeah, I think so. That's amazing. Yeah.
The Lost Highway sound. That's not going to cheer you up, but that's a very good soundtrack.
So good. A lot of I can't talk much about him, but the Marilyn Manson stuff was pretty good.
Oh yeah, well, let's not say anything about we won't talk about him how we
Just
feel as a person.
That
but
song was good.
is that
His
the
music.
Apple of Sodom?
Yeah, and he did a cover.
And then
of,
the cover
I
of Put a Spell on You, amazing.
I think that's one of the best.
Yeah, that is
Like for that movie too. It's perfectly
Yes.
creepy.
terrible human being. I'll just go on record. and
Terrible.
say that. But yeah, I really liked his version of I Put a Spell on You. Really great. Like honestly, one of my favorite covers for sure. And that's a good movie, Lost Highway. If you're a
It's
Lynch fan,
incredible. Yeah,
that's
of
one
my
that I
favorites.
feel like when people talk about their favorite David Lynch movies, that one doesn't necessarily. I feel like
That one's mine.
people really bring up Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive and stuff. And I'm not saying it, or Eraserhead. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those movies. Yeah, that's you know who's in Lost Highway? Henry Rollins.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
That scene made me laugh somewhat. I'm just trying to remember. It's like the guy who murdered his wife is in the cell, and he's like, "Which one?" And he's like, and they just start cracking up. Just the way it's delivered, like.
That whole movie, I will say, has a couple of the most frightening moments I've ever seen in any movie.
Whatever that, because you do know that actor actually committed a murder.
Robert Blake, yeah.
Oh my god, that's
that
freaky,
is,
man. That's gotta be I think that's the scariest movie.
Yeah,
that
it's the
exists.
one scene that I remember is when it's like he's in bed, Bill Pullman is in bed with Patricia Arquette, and something happens in his brain or something. I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
But he sees Robert Blake's face on Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
And it's so it'll get you good. It's really, really affecting.
She related to David Arquette?
Yeah, they're brother and sister.
Really?
And then Rosanna Arquette.
That whole time I didn't know that.
And,
Wow.
and Alexis Arquette. Alexis is no longer with us. Alexis Arquette played George in The Wedding Singer.
Oh, okay.
And was also in Pulp Fiction.
There's a whole Arquette realm
It's
that I'm aware of.
Dynasty. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Arquette
the Arquette
dynasty. So that was, we're talking David Bowie.
I guess it kind of relates to Lost Highway. Yeah.
Yeah.
90s David Bowie and Lost Highway go hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense. We go off on tangents, but they make sense in context.
What's your number? Is it number 8?
8, yeah. I'm going to talk about an artist I really don't know very much about, but I like this song, because who doesn't? It's by Civ. It's from 1995, from their album Set Your Goals. It's called Can't Wait 1 Minute More. You know that song? Can't wait one minute more.
Sounds really familiar.
1 minute more.
I know it now.
It's like, so I guess it's Civ, Anthony Civarelli is his name. And they were former members of the Gorilla Biscuits band that I don't really know anything about.
I've heard it.
This was like a big sort of weird crossover hit in the 90s. And it's like, kind of like a punky type of deal.
It's already stuck in my head even after
yeah,
that.
It's like, I can't wait 1 minute. It's just like, I don't know, it's like, it'll really get you. This one was more like, get you riled up, like get you ready to go. And, you know, if you're trying to get out there and get a job interview or something, listen to this one beforehand. You get all riled up. But, yeah, this one is like, if you heard it, it'll stay in your head forever. Clearly you haven't heard it. Well, it's in your head now after I just sung it to you. But yeah, Can't Wait 1 Minute More by Civ. That's truly, like, I wish I could speak more on the artist, because I haven't really listened to Civ very much. But
hey,
song is great. Song is great. So that's fine. We'll breeze past that one. Number 9.
Number 9 for me.
9.
Yeah. You mentioned them before. Is that Pokemon?
Yeah.
Don't let him distract you with his Pokemons.
It's actually the Pokemon theme song.
Is it?
No. Honorable mention. No, my number 9 is by a Tribe Called Quest.
Hey.
And the song is called Midnight. Do you know that one off of Midnight Marauders?
Probably.
It's the night is on my mind, and because I drive at night a lot, and this song is the one song that I always love playing super late, because there's a whole nightlife out there. If you're not a fan of the day, I always get my gas at night, because it's a whole different vibe. I love going to 24/7 stores and being like the only person in there and like having a
You
little.
get stabbed sometime, bro.
That's part of it, though. You know,
You getting stabbed, or the possibility?
The possibility of getting stabbed is why, you know.
You ever go to a Walmart?
The night is always on my mind.
In Neptune,
something
at
about
night. That's a weird area. Like that. That's a weird place to be.
I stay close to the quick check near me, and I like it. I know the cashiers and stuff, but yeah, it's just like there's this whole literally when people are sleeping, other people are awake, and like you don't really think about that a lot. I was always just intrigued by that, and I guess the fascination I have, even talking about Lost Highway, like that morbid sort of curiosity that I have with like film and life in general. It's just there's just a lot of stuff out there that is yet to be discovered, and this song I think really encapsulates that sort of tone.
Nice.
So Tribe Called Quest is awesome.
They're great. I love Tribe Called Quest. I don't want to make it seem like I was
No.
shade at them earlier. I do like them a lot, but I feel like
Stir it up.
Didn't get quite enough. What's the one that I like? Back in the day when I was a teenager, before I had status and before I had a page. I don't remember what that song's called, but I like that song.
I know what you're talking about.
It's the first track off of the Low End Theory.
I was just listening to that in the car.
I forget what that.
I forget the name,
but yeah, it's a.
There's got a lot of good bass on that album.
Yeah.
Excursions.
Excursions.
It has
Yes, that's the one. And then the last track, Scenario. I mean, come on, that's the one
Amazing.
right there. Yeah, got busted.
Tribe Called Quest are incredible.
So if you take nothing away from this video, take away this. Tribe Called Quest. Check them out.
And Diggable Planets.
Diggable Planets.
More
check them out
importantly,
even
check out
more.
Diggable Planets.
Yes, indeed.
We just found a used copy of their CD in the store.
Gotta get your hands on that one. Both of them. They only have 2 albums. They're both great.
Yep.
Both great. All right. What do I got?
Blowout Comb.
Blowout Comb. This one is a straight up
Banger.
pop country song. Like, I'm sorry if you're not gonna like this one. And it's goofy. And
The Goofy movie, right?
it's the theme song to the Goofy movie.
How does he do it? Like, I don't know.
No, it's
I can't do it.
it's by Brooks and Dunn. It's from 1991. It's called Boot Scoot and Boogie. It's,
I don't know that one.
It is real goofy. It's like a line dance song essentially. It sort of reignited the whole line dance movement back in the day. But it was originally recorded by Sleep at the Wheel, but it was written by Ronnie Dunn from Brooks and Dunn from their album Brand New Man, which is actually a really good album. But it is like it's a very pop country song. So if you're not into that type of style, this one's not going to be for you. This song might not be for you at all, but I really like it, and it just like puts a spring in my step, makes me happy. I feel like there's certain songs that are evocative, and maybe like in an alternate universe, there's a version of me that like has boots and a cowboy hat and goes out line dancing.
Well, that's the version that I see right now. That I see in my universe.
Can we do like a little?
I don't know what kind of hat
I don't even, maybe not even alternate dimension, but like
well,
I feel
you can't
like,
see the spurs right now.
No, you can't. They are there though.
Those are amazing.
But yeah, you just like have an idea of like, oh man, maybe in another life I was like a guy that like went out line dancing, had a good time in Kentucky or whatever.
Hey, we can all dream,
Exactly. So this album is honestly really good. It's got this song. It's got the title track is great. There's a song called Neon Moon that I've been like obsessed with over the past.
Does it sound like The Killing Moon?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. But anyway, yes, Brooks and Dunn, Boot Scoot and Boogie.
BS.
I would say check it out, but I'm a little scared because the way people around here judge country music.
Where do people judge it?
Viciously.
Where do that? Because I know a lot of country fans, but I know people who hate on it. I never speak on it. I never because me personally, like I don't listen to it, but I get it. Like I respect and appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like here's my thing with country, and people judge it based on the worst country they've heard.
Yeah, like Tractor's Sexy.
Sure, Tractor's
And
Sexy.
the trailers on cinder blocks and the dog left them.
But I feel like here's my comparison that I always make. If you judged all rock and roll music based on Papa Roach, you probably wouldn't like rock music that much, right?
No.
So, that's how I feel. And I just feel like there's so much going on. There's so much range. There's something in there that you'll find that you'll like. And I feel like it's worth exploring.
I can get behind that.
So
100%.
Wondering, I was like, is this going to be long enough?
Me too. It's good though.
No, well, we're down
Episode
to the final two.
What's
right?
this? So we're on the number 10. Do we have to do something special? Is this number 10?
Yeah, this is number 10. Something special, like what? Oh, Joe,
Like a
you
little
want to
jig?
do like a confetti icon right here?
I'm gonna.
So here we go. Here's our confetti boom. 3, 2, 1. Better pick a good one, man. You better get a good one. So we made it, huh? We're at the last
this
two.
is the last
This is
straw.
really
The
exciting.
last stand.
How do you feel?
Oh, it feels
I feel like
great. It's
we've-
been like 3 hours, right? No, it's been like an hour and a half.
I feel like we've had some very good picks
Oh, yeah.
here, though. This is
And
good.
I'm hyping up the Sting and Shaggy episode.
I'll do it.
Amazing.
I will definitely do
Just-
it.
Listening to each track and ranking them 1 to 10, maybe.
Every track we're gonna rank 1 to 10, and then
Yeah.
we'll rank the whole album,
The whole album.
1 to 10. I'm ready
It'd
for
be
that.
amazing.
I'm ready. That could be an oddities and anomalies. That's the segment we do here. I'm ready for it. Let's
Nice.
do it. Get excited for that one.
Hors d'oeuvres and anomalies.
Hors d'oeuvres and anomalies.
Alright, so my number 10 is by. I saved this one because if you know me, you probably associate me with this band. It's STP.
Ah, yes.
Stone Temple Pilots.
I do associate. Wait a minute. Hang on. Can I guess?
Yeah. It's off of your album that you like.
Time music.
Yeah.
Is it Big Bang Baby?
No.
Is it I'm having trouble thinking about what specifically is on that album. Was it like a big single?
Mm-hmm. I think it was the next single.
I keep thinking about Sour Girl, but that's on number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Lady Picture Show?
It was between that and the other one, but the one I chose was ultimately Guitar Hero 2.
Sorry, Tripping on a Hole
Yeah.
of Paper Heart? Yeah! All right. Great song.
I just think the whole message of it is very, Like, well, he sung it when I saw him sing it live. I'm not dead and I'm not for sale.
Oh, and
Like,
he was
that
dead
was-
like a week later.
Ooh, yeah, that did happen.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
You
it's
saw
okay.
one of his last shows, though, right?
Yeah, I did. I have a shirt somewhere. It was just him, and it said, "I'm not dead and I'm not for sale." And like you said, it's really sad. That hit me hard. But that message when he was singing it, I was just like, "This is the greatest." Because I saw them in like 2010 on, but when I saw him, he was really good sounding. I know he had some bad shows, but it's like, this is the greatest front person I've ever seen. Like, he mixed everything I loved about. He was a big fan of David Bowie, but the dancing and his dance moves were incredible on stage. Like his like, slithering sort of thing they did, and his vibrato in his voice. But this song just. It's so energetic, and I think this is one of the most energetic songs that exist. And it's really fast too, and like even if you listen to the guitar solo, it's really fast too. Like try playing on Guitar Hero 2 on Expert, it was like it was pretty hard.
Yeah,
But,
it'll take you out, bro.
I love that song so much. I think it's like one of my favorite songs, like ever. I just keep going back to that one with my memories of seeing them live because they had a screen that read off the lyrics, and I think I was like 12 or something, and that was one of the first concert experiences I've been to, and it said, "I'm not dead and I'm not for sale." It just sticks with me so much.
Great song. That's my favorite Tiny Music songs from the Vatican gift shop. That's my favorite song.
Yep.
Purple's really great, though. I like
Oh, I
Purple,
love
Purple a lot,
yeah.
too. I think those are the two real winners in their catalog.
My least favorite Shangri-La Di Da had mixed stuff for me. And,
Yeah, it had its moments, right?
Their new stuff I'm not that big a fan of.
I haven't heard
get
anything they've done without
Yeah.
Scott Weiland. But it's
The
like,
acoustic album's pretty good, but I miss Scott.
yeah. Core has its moments, but overall, I don't think they're quite there yet with Core.
I think Purple and Tiny Music are
Those are the two,
Magnum opus.
those are like the peak of
Yeah.
their.
Because it's like really experimental.
Yeah, but even like after they like number 4 and Shangri-La Di Da, if I want to say the whole thing, I don't think those are bad albums. I think there's definitely some worthwhile stuff on those too. I never heard the reunion one, the self-titled one from like 2010. I don't know what's on there.
It was alright.
But yeah, those are like Tiny Music in particular. I think that's a really really good album. Awesome. Well, hey, great list. Look at that.
Oh yeah, it was fun talking about it. You still got one more.
I got one more. I
excited.
don't know. This is one that I feel like if you heard it, you would know it for sure. But if I just say the artist and the name out loud, I don't know if you would necessarily recognize it. But it's by a band called Us Three. It's called Cantaloupe. It's also called Flip Fantasia. It's one of those ones that has the parentheses.
That sounds really familiar.
It's from
Fantasia part.
yeah. It's like dip dip flip Fantasia.
Maybe I don't know it. I like that. I like it.
It's so they're it's for Hand of the Torch is the name of the album from 1993. It's based around a sample from a Herbie Hancock song called Cantaloupe Island.
So they changed it to Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe, yeah, so it's like a loop.
Mm.
And then 93, I guess, was a really big year for mixing jazz and hip hop. And it just comes
Jip Hop. Is that what they called it?
Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy Pop. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Jiffy Pop.
Okay.
Start telling people that. But like it's just like it works so well. I mean, obviously it wasn't the first year that this was done, but this was also the year that the Big Little Planets album came out, and yeah, it just works so well. It really does, and it's just like this is one of those ones again, like deeply nostalgic for me. You know, it just makes me happy to hear it. I don't know that when I was a kid, I was like more like rock. I probably liked this one, but I didn't like. I never had the album or anything like that. I think my brother-in-law was the one who really had the full album, and when I was a little older, I listened to the whole thing. It's a very good album, but this song, it's just one of those ones that just makes me. From the first note it comes on, I'm like, I'm having a good time.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just a really great song. And it's happy, upbeat, jazzy, hip hoppy. Like, what's not to love with this one? Really great song. definitely worth checking out. As are all of these songs.
Yeah.
I guess
Down
that's it.
below.
The
Check it out.
the Spotify playlist link. Well, that's it. So those are like, hopefully, if you needed some cheering
That's
up
fun.
and you like stuff from the '90s,
Yeah.
check out some of these songs. We'll link to that playlist that we're theoretically going to make,
Definitely.
and you can hear well, except that one that's probably not on Spotify.
It actually. I remember
It's
it
on
is-
YouTube. I found it.
Oh yeah,
So
it
I can
is on
just throw it.
Spotify. It's just a different version of it.
not the version you like.
No, but the one on YouTube's the version I like.
Well,
the
we'll
one
link to
cat?
that too.
Okay.
So we'll have everything in the Spotify playlist except the one song by Chasing Amy Band.
Yeah, the hang-ups.
Anyway, well, hey, listen, thank you very much. If you made it through the whole
Thank you,
video,
Samantha.
thank you for watching. We thank Dylan for coming here to
Thank you for having
to
me.
this
It was
show's
fun.
name that I definitely know what it is. Thanks for watching.